In our previous video, we managed to get to this stage where we have our linear layout and our buttons, and we've given our button an ID and also given our linear layout an ID. So if you click on the design, you'll just see a simple button there and your linear layout. And I'm going to go to my main activity.java. And then now I'm just going to bind my view objects to some code and attach some event handler to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call my linear layout first. So linear layout and then LLY main equals find view by ID r.id LLY main. And then I'm going to also find my button. So button btn, what did we call it? Change the background or change background, whatever we call it here, equals find view by ID, find view by ID, and then we can just do r dot ID. Is we have some still running, trying to our index is still running. Find view by ID dot, of course, usually will show you, but you can see that my library is still running. That's why. So what I'm going to do is just going to copy my BT and change background. It's because it's still indexing. That's why it's not able to find it. Ideally, I would wait and see. So again, my indexing has finished. So I'm just going to add my changed background here. And then I need to import this button class. There we go. So I now have a reference to my linear layout, and I also have a reference to my change the background button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do btn change background, which is the button. I'm going to attach an event handler, or I'm going to attach a set on click listener to this button. And then what I'm going to do is when I click on the button, I want to change the background of the linear layout. Now, how do I do this? Well, there are several ways this can be done. So I have I'm just going to click on LLY main dot set So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter my linear layouts, and then I'm going to look for some methods that comes along with that linear layout. What kind of methods comes along with it? And I know that one of them that comes around with is set background color. So let's just try that and see. Sometimes we have to create our own colors and whatever, but let's try that and see. I know that there's a color there. So color dots. And then I'm going to choose, these are some of the colors that are already created for us, some ID that already exist. So let's say we want a green. And then what we can do is, so basically all we've done here is we've just created a linear layout and a button. And then when we click on our button, we wanted to change the background. And then we're setting the background to green. So if I click on play, and we'll wait for our emulator to load up.